section of our channel, movies, series, and chips. This is the chips. The chips is good. You know what else is good? The new series, House of the Dragons.
So we were watching the House of Dragons today, and to be frank, I was eagerly waiting for the first episode from a very long time.
Yeah, so the first episode is pretty interesting. It is a prequel. So basically, this is series is a prequel to Game of Thrones, and it is happening. Apparently, it's happening 200 years before Game of Thrones, and its logo is a what is it? Three-headed dragon.
Yeah, the three-headed dragon, and the best part I think is that in when we were watching GOT, we had to wait for a very long time to see the dragons. Like every episode, we used to be like, will the dragons be there in this or no? And first few seasons there were no dragons, but in the first season itself, we actually get to see the dragons.
Okay, it's not a spoiler, but
yeah, there's no spoiler.
There's no spoiler. I mean, you will get to see the dragons at the very beginning after the intro scene, and the intro does not have too much of the original soundtrack or the background music. So that's a little, you know.
Actually, what happens, in the beginning? So since we are so used to watching Game of Thrones, and I have been a hardcore fan of the same, so all the characters and the music was so familiar to me. So in the beginning, for the first 10-15 minutes, I was not actually getting the connect to this particular season. And then slowly as you go by, the music comes, the shades, the colors that are used, everything over a period of time, you slowly start feeling that, yeah, you're going back to the Westeros now.
Yeah. Now, so people who are little apprehensive whether there is nudity, there is goriness. There's a little bit of nudity, not as much as
Very
Game of
less.
Thrones, but still you can't watch with the whole family. Just a disclaimer.
As of now, because it's just the first episode, we don't know what is there in the coming episodes.
Yeah. And they're going to launch one episode every week, and apparently season 1 has 9 episodes. But yeah, there is a little bit of gory scenes like killing, bloodshed, head, removing the head.
It was
and all
always
that,
there.
as always, but not as much as you would have seen in Game of Thrones. A little bit to start with.
Yeah, and so the episode actually starts with, the Viserys Targaryen, he getting the Iron Throne, he being the higher. And the whole story, the first episode revolves around the same. That who is he going to give the throne next to?
Yeah, that's what you need to watch till the end to know who will be getting the throne next.
The Iron Throne, as it is always called. And they keep showing the throne multiple times in this. And like the previous Game of Thrones itself, they have a particular way of showing things. They have actually showed all the characters very well, showing how, what is their basic nature and things like that. They have given enough screen space so that we actually get to know the depth of the character, like the other Game of Thrones as well. But the number of characters which are there in this is so many. So in the initial stage, I felt a bit confused.
So Game of Thrones, the series also has a lot of drama. The way the story goes from the beginning till the end is really good, and towards the end also it leaves a little bit of mystery to know what is going to happen next, so that we are looking for the next series. So this definitely is a must watch for all Game of Thrones fans to know where it all started, the whole story of this realm, where it all started.
The fight between the relatives, I should say, actually, yeah. The fight between all the Targaryens, which we used to hear when we were watching Game of Thrones, and this is like a prequel, right? So it's like many years before. So none of the characters who were there in that are there in this. But at the same time, they have slightly mentioned about certain characters who were named in the Game of Thrones series, like some of their grandfather. They are still there in this, as it's just beginning. So maybe a couple of episodes ahead, they are also going to come here and there. Maybe at least they are mentioned. So even by the music wise, they have actually tried to connect with the old Game of Thrones so that you get the feeling of it. And
yeah, a lot of background music are related to the Game of Thrones, but the trademark music or the popular music that you would have heard on Game of Thrones, that's not there in the beginning. It's only in the end sequence. So maybe they'll develop some more. We'll get to hear the actual title song in the later seasons. But as of now, don't get disheartened just because you do not hear it, because the series moves in a really interesting way.
Actually, it moves in a very fast way. Compared to the old one, what I felt was There are a lot of characters and lots of things have happened in the first episode itself. Usually it's a little bit slower than this. The
Yeah.
pace is really fast, I feel. So in that way, if you go, there will not be many seasons. The previous one had lots of seasons. No, this will, I think, get over faster than that.
Yeah.
This is my prediction.
So anything more we say, it'll become spoilers. So we don't,
Yeah.
we're not revealing too much. Before the second episode comes, second episode gets launched. It's better you go watch the first episode itself.
And
Get-
sorry. So, and the thing is that the last 15 minutes, if you have already watched Game of Thrones, you know that for every episode, by the end of it, the last 15 minutes is like very crucial. You have nice punchlines, like excellent dialogues, and so many things which will actually make you feel like watching the next one. And they have followed that in this too. For me, through the entire episode, the last 15 minutes was really good, where he actually talks about the Iron Throne and what Aegon wanted the place to be, how he tells it to another person, the way he explains the thing. No, you actually get goosebumps. You actually feel the power of those people that they have.
Yeah, so don't wait much. Switch on your TV or laptop. Go to the OTT that you want to watch it in. Take a bowl of chips like this.
Yeah, keep eating and watch the series.
So, like Game of Thrones, this is also in the adaptation of the book written by George R. Martin. It's like a tongue twister. George R. Martin. So,
Fire and
hopefully,
Light.
hopefully it will be like Game of Thrones itself. Let's watch and see. And to see the next episode's review, stay tuned, subscribe, like, and share so that you can listen to the review eating chips. So next, stay tuned for the next episode of Movies, Series, and Chips.
And please do watch this first episode of House of Dragons and then come back.
Bye.